Carl, Brendan, and Dan here from Games, Brains, and Headbanging Life, gbhblofficial.com for short. And it's reaction time. And although this is not a modern song, this is an old song to a degree. It is Heilung's Anoana from the third studio album, Drift. I wanted to do this, and I've chosen this because I was quietly confident that Dan would not have listened to or heard anything by Heilung. And I think they're a uniquely special band. They're a band I've wanted to see live, and I'm finally going to get to see that Art Tangent later in this year. Well, actually, in a couple of weeks' time at the time of recording. I'm just fascinated to basically get opinions here more than anything else, because Dan isn't familiar. Well, Brendan, you are. Do you listen to a lot of Heilung?
Occasional. I wouldn't say I'm like a dedicated hardcore fan, but I have plenty of Heilung songs on my cassette player, and yeah, it comes up in shuffles and stuff like that. So yeah, I this one, and actually with a lot of their songs, problem I don't know if I know this one. That's the thing. I looked at the name and I was like, do I recognize that name or do I not? I'm not entirely sure. So I may have heard this, but I also may not have.
So I don't want to describe what we're about to listen to because I don't want to spoil it. I almost want to get the instant response reactions to it. So let's just dive into this one. Let's do this in 3, 2, 1, go. No AI art in that one, for sure, in that video. Aside from the CGI buffalo thingy at the end. There's a reason why I didn't want to sort of say it was folk beforehand, because I think that's automatically kind of categorizing, and it can be quite off-putting, particularly if you're not a fan of folk music. I am, particularly when it's utilized in metal, but then Heilung aren't like a metal band, you don't got, yet they seem to have incorporated into our world where they appear at metal festivals, or festivals that like Tangent, so on and stuff like that. So a bit of a crossover there as well. Let's start with Dan. Let's start with Brendan actually, and see what he thinks.
Well, I mean, I know the band, so I wasn't
Yeah.
surprised by the style
Yep.
or anything like that.
Of course.
Having listened to the song now, I don't think I have heard it before. If I have, not enough to have picked it out from the other songs of theirs that I've listened to. Like it is what it is, isn't it? It's folk, like you said. It's a very beautiful song. It's lovely. I like the story behind it. I was reading a few of the snippets down in the YouTube thing about like it essentially being like text found on like Roman coins and things like that. So it's like a link to the past. So it's kind of cool. It's a certain type of mood music. I'm not gonna lie. It ain't the sort of stuff I want to listen to every single day.
Of course.
But it's very, very chill. Very, very chill. And that's the problem, I guess, because sometimes I don't want to chill.
yeah. It's not the easiest thing to react to either, really.
No. But it's very nice and very easy to listen to. And a very cool track, I think, without being the sort of thing I would go to all the time.
That's fair. Right, Dan, what's your thoughts?
I was pleasantly surprised, I suppose. I expected with the names immediately kind of led me towards a path where I was like, oh, so this is going to be like Black and Death Pisscore or something. It's going to assault my brain for the next 13 and a half minutes or something. But no, I really enjoyed it. I think the music video was really beautiful. The music especially, I quite enjoyed a lot about it. I don't know that I'd like go about listening to this sort of stuff on my day to day, but
yeah,
sort of one-off sort of just watching it, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think that's still a takeaway. You've both sort of said the same thing in regards to mood, and it's something I do agree with. You need to be in the right mood. Often, maybe, like I said, it's something you're kind of doing. Like if I was sitting here and I was an intense writing thing and stuff like that, this wouldn't be what I was listening to. But if I was sort of strolling along the road, going somewhere, meeting someone, then that might be what I've got playing in my ears sometimes. Whereas if I'm on an exercise bike,
hanging out in a forest dressed as an elf, I'd probably listen
to it. Yeah, I'm not on an exercise bike in a gym, listen to the Heilung. It's not quite the same vibe as it is, but you do listen to it and you do get drawn into it. You do get encapsulated, particularly not in particular, but when you've got a video to go alongside it as well. That imagery, the look, the style they employ, the thing they bring that to the stage and stuff like that. It's so authentic. It's believable. That's the thing, right? We've all listened to plenty of folk music. We've listened to plenty of folk metal. Authenticity is hard to get. If there's one thing I can say about Heilung more than anything else is, my God, do they seem to, like, if you said to me, oh, they time traveled, I would be like, yeah, of course they have. Like, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping for a bit more from you both there, but fair enough.
On time travel.
Yeah. Okay. No, it is a difficult reaction as well. I kind of was a bit on the edge about it because you're just sort of chilling out to it and you're like, oh, easy and so on. But there you go. That is Anoana by Heilung. What do you reckon, folks? You got any thoughts? Something you know what to do? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. If you really liked what you saw, consider donating to keep the website and channel running by buying us a coffee via our coffee page or picking up some merch from our Big Cartel store. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as via our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as listen to our interviews via SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify. Just search for GBHBL. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?